Howdy, Holy Word. I am hanging out here in my home office. Very spacious, very quiet. Great place to sit and study. I am studying, preparing for this coming Sunday, where we celebrate God's gift of sex and marriage, and we look at the sixth commandment. I've been preparing for the sermon in two ways. One is I have my Harley Davidson shirt on today for you to remind you that I ride a Harley and that my wife rides behind me on a Harley, and that Kara, also known as Day Tripper, and I, also known as Rev, we're preparing for Sunday by celebrating the gift of marriage. We are celebrating our 27th anniversary. Kind of feels like we're still celebrating our first anniversary, but yeah, we'll count it. It's 27. So we were out for a Harley ride. I took Monday off and Tuesday off, and I spent time, so did Kara, and we spent time together out in Bandera, Texas, and riding the hill country. And we enjoyed that time as a time to be together and celebrate our love and our marriage. That helped me focus on this coming Sunday when I study this text of Joseph in Potiphar's house. And the sixth commandment is about marriage. It's also about sex, and it's about all of us, whether we're married or not. And I have a lot of thoughts about that story in Genesis 39 of Joseph in Potiphar's house when he's approached by Potiphar's wife, and he says, "No, how can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" I'm thinking about how men and women consider sex differently, and even how they look and feel about it differently. I'm thinking how this relates to singles, how it relates to youth, how it relates to the widowed and the divorced. There's some powerful lessons in there. What about Potiphar? What role does he play in the story? And we're going to take a look at Joseph and how he developed in his character, and maybe wasn't always ready to say, how can I do this great wickedness? So come on Sunday and join me for that. I also want to put a plug in for our Holy Word Huddle. We had our second Holy Word Huddle this past Sunday, and it was fantastic. My favorite piece of it is that it gives us a chance to sit knee to knee, shoulder to shoulder, as a family of believers who belong to each other, and to listen to each other and to talk to each other. Listen to this from Acts chapter 2, where it describes the believers in the early Christian church, and it uses phrases like, they were all together, they broke bread in their homes, they met together, they ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God. They enjoyed the favor of all the people, and the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. God is going to work in our Holy Word huddles and our conversations as we talk to each other and we listen to each other. This past Sunday, John Monkey made a great point about our approach to ministry. We're a church for the unchurched. And his point was, it's not about me personally, and church is not really even about us. It's about them, the people that we're trying to reach. Carl Skiles talked about shaping his new perspective because he hasn't always been Lutheran, and how his former perspective was able to give him some insight into doing outreach. Carl makes evangelism calls for us, and he was a good man to listen to in that context. And Beth Gove reminded us that we might have to change some things in order to reach out to people in Pflugerville. We talked about what that might look like. So come on to the Holy Word Huddle. Listen to each other, talk to each other, surrounded by God's Word. And we are growing as a church, both inside and out. And I'm excited to see you Sunday. God bless your week.